Hey, how you doing?
Well, my neck is a little better, so I think
Good.
that's a good thing.
Good. That's a good thing.
You got your new computers?
Well, yes and no. Yes, I got one new computer and I've got it set up and it's working now after a kind of a nightmare of working with it. But I've also got let's see, in this room right here I've got one, two, three, four, five computers and these guys over here, I need to go through them and strip everything off them that's on them right now, and then we're just going to trade them in. That's what all those boxes are for there too. And so we got the new one set up over here. I've got the one it replaced over there. I just stripped everything off of that. And then maybe the beginning of next year we'll buy the new video computer because that one's much more expensive. The one we got here is just a refurbished one. Okay, so it's been a couple of weeks. We were working on the third section. I think we should go back and review a little bit what we did last time we met, and then we'll move on to the next things there. Catherine, you look like you're 8 feet tall, so I'm going to assume that you have not grown, that your computer is now down on the floor or close to it.
No, I'm still the same size. I'm sorry. It's just a bizarre setup because I'm in a hallway and I'm just have to, you know.
Okay. Well, good. You get points for doing it. Keeping doing it, even though you got to be in the hallway. Okay, so the third section begins where the second section ends. All right. Sink your weight on the right. Sink down, and now go across, and then up and backhand, temple, temple, point, strike. One more. Sink down on the right, go across, come back up and backhand, temple, temple, point, strike. Okay, so a couple of things about this move I should emphasize. Let me uh, let me find my scissors. This move is mainly about using your waist like this. Right? One, two, three, four, five. All right, so it's using your waist to drive these movements. So you want to get in there and use your waist. All right. Sink. Use the waist. Use the waist. Use the waist even more. Use the waist the other direction. Use the waist again. Now this one's kind of tricky. Right? I'm going to hit in this direction, but my waist moves backward. Boom. Second thing is, there's a bunch of strikes in this movement, right? One, two, three. You could count that as a strike, and four. This can just actually be a finger strike, right? Or four, but let's count them as four. But you're off elbow is also striking. And you want to keep this in mind because keeping both sides of the body activated strengthens the strikes. So watch the off elbow. All right. Hit. Off elbow. Off elbow. Off elbow. Off elbow. All right. Boom. Boom. So somebody might be giving you a bear hug from behind. Boom. That's one way to do it. Boom, is to give yourself and by pulling back a little bit, you're going to whip your waist around, and that's what helps move the main strike. All right, let's try it. Sink on the right, come across, backhand, temple, and right elbow strikes. All right, temple and left elbow strikes. All right, point and right elbow strikes. All right, hit and boom, left elbow strikes. Now, you don't have to make the elbow strikes a big thing, but it's just important to remember that both sides of your body are active. So don't let your elbows be passive. There's a little pop in there with the elbows. Now, what that does is it activates your waist, which is what this movement is all about. All right? Watch my hand. Yeah. All right. Personally, I particularly like this movement. Maybe because it gets into your body in a certain way. When you do any of these movements, but especially this one, watch yourself inside. Watch what's going on. I can give you general directions. But it's only by watching yourself inside that you are going to pick up on the subtle flow of your own chi path. Right? This is a peculiar kind of chi path here. Right? Oh, it's my back. It's the back of my waist. It's the back of my waist turning that makes this strike. Now, the strike could be a punch, but that's very different. This is not a straight ahead punch. It's a side punch using the side of the hand into the upper thigh, or maybe even the groin. All right. What else do you notice? Well, the energy's moving from this foot to this foot. All right? It goes back a little bit to the left and then comes forward to the right again. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Cross my back, cross my back. Boom, boom. So the question for you as a practitioner is, when you watch yourself, is there anything getting in the way? is there anything that's decreasing the efficiency of your movement? And the kind of thing I'm talking about is lack of clarity about the chi path. Is your chi just sort of wandering around in there somewhere? Or is it going exactly where it needs to go to get done what you're trying to get done? All right? You want it to be 100%. So, people always make fun of Tai Chi because it's so slow and it's so meditative. What they don't understand is the Tai Chi forms that we're doing are training modalities. They're not Tai Chi. The martial art's not slow. The training is slow. Why is the training slow? So you have time to see what's going on and see whether am I moving things, am I actually doing everything 100%? Or am I just going like 80% or 70% or 60%? All right? So watch inside and ask yourself, all right, is this actually getting done what I'm trying to do? Let me show you something. Maybe this will illustrate. I'm sure you get it, but all right. I'm a blacksmith. All right, there's a big anvil in front of me here, and I'm going to create something on my anvil. I want you to watch my arm. What's wrong with that motion? I'll tell you.
Arm only.
What's that?
Arm only.
Yes, exactly. It's the arm only. My God, you'll kill yourself trying to do that. Even if you're a big, strong guy, right? You're hammering on hot irons just with your arm. Your arm is going to be totally fucked up. That's a technical term. It's going to be totally fucked up within 5 minutes. All right?
Well, not only that, you're going to get canned because you're not going to get the job done.
You're not going to get the job done. Exactly. All right? It's the whole body. The whole body has to do it. Boom, boom, boom. That way there's no strain on your shoulder and your arm. The whole body has to be involved with it. That's the kind of thing I mean. Now that's a big thing. Anybody should be able to see that. But the better you get at this stuff, the finer your inner vision becomes. So you become better and better and better and better at it. Hold on. Every once in a while, I'll get on YouTube and I'll listen to some of my favorite classical piano music. And I've listened to a lot of classical piano over the past 50 years. There's a tremendous difference between somebody who's really good and somebody who's just exceptional. And the more you develop your ear, the more you can tell the difference between somebody who's that guy's good, he's a good technician, and somebody who's just transcendent. I don't know what it is, but They're beyond just good. How do they get that way? Well, I know what Master Zhang and Master Feng would say. They practice every day. All right? And you just pay attention. Pay attention inside. Somebody who's watch my wrist. Watch my wrist. Somebody who's not used to doing this might very well do this. But that's not the movement. The movement is this. And you say, well, what difference does it make? Everything we do is based on spirals, right? If you're moving like this, you're not spiraling. You're just moving in a straight line. And, you know, that's okay, right? But it's not as good as this, right? Spiral, spiral, spiral. Everything's moving in spirals. Yeah, Kevin.
When this is how I think of it. When you're moving without the spiral, you're only using a subset of all the muscles in your body that you could to put behind this.
Yes.
And then when you do the spiral, you're recruiting like me, your little toe muscles forgot, you know, what it goes, and then it works really well.
Yes, that's exactly right. It's exactly right. The spiral is not a religious dogma imposed on us by experts in the past. It's a coaching technique. And a coach is someone who did it himself and now has figured out what it is he did and other athletes are doing, right? And then tries to give it to you, right? I'm going to save you 50 years of work by just mentioning, right? Spirals. Oh yeah, okay, I can feel them. You know, what you want is to groove into those spirals. And where is the center of all the spirals? Right? The center of all the spirals is right there. Watch. It's the center. It's the place that left and right come together, up and down come together, and in and out come together. It's the one place everything meets. And I know I've told you this story, but I'm going to tell you again. One time, Master Zhang was standing there and he was watching everybody exercising, working and everything. And he goes, "Stop! Stop!" Now, he didn't have much English, but he came out and in the middle of the group. And he just looked at everybody. And he said this, "You, too fast! Too fast! Inside you, no pay attention. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention." This is gold, all right? So pay attention. Because the person who's really going to teach you is you. All right, one more. Sink. Come across. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, any questions on that move? Okay, so as Master Zhang would say, Good. Now you all have it perfectly. All right. Next move. Okay, this move is a long, complex move, and you're changing your position by 90 degrees. When you are in the middle, changing your position, right here, boom. There is something that I wish that I could tell you, but I really need a partner. So Kevin's going to have to jump in the car and drive up here so that I can demonstrate this. You're working with a partner. All right? Watch. Here's the first part of this. All right, so that's a very simple movement. Let's keep a simple application. You're just grabbing somebody's arm, right? So remember the movement goes like this, right? You've got somebody's hand, you're coming up above their elbow or maybe above their shoulder, and you're moving them aside. So maybe their arm is coming in and it's going to hit you somewhere in your body. So you intercept it, right? You come up and you intercept it, and then you move it aside. All you have to do is make sure he doesn't hit you or push you, right? So I'm got him by the wrist here, and maybe I'm coming along right above the elbow. This hand is going to twist inward. This hand is going to twist outward. Twist. All right? So it's just like wringing out a rag. Twist. All right? Twist. Now, that twist that you're putting in just happens naturally because you're spiraling. You're just doing a natural spiral. It's nothing you have to create. It's creating itself, so to speak. So there's the first movement. Oh, here comes his hand. Grab his hand and twist him out of the way. Now, when you move him across here, you can also drop him all the way to the ground, right? If you're going to do that, you may want to bring your toes in at the same time because you're twisting your body even more. And in this movement, we do that. Grab him, twist him in. Now comes the part of the move where I really need a partner to demonstrate this. And hopefully, Kevin, you'll remember this, I hope, because Kevin and I have done this. But in order to get the next move correct, you need to remember that every circle is composed of 4 energies. Pung, Lu, An, Qi, right? Now watch. Pung, Lu, An, Qi, and Pung, Lu, An, Qi. Now, if Kevin were here, imagine him standing up right next to me. What am I doing? He's coming up at me like this. I block him, grab his arm, I've got his wrist, I've got above his arm, and now he's gonna grab me. So I've got him and he's got me, and now I'm going to relax down into his body. and use my own weight movement to move him forward. That's the idea. So because I don't have anybody here, I can't do that. But I think what you should take away from it is this is not an empty circle. You're using your weight, and you need to feel that, right? Circle, pull in, circle, sink. You're sinking onto the guy. You just relax down to your own feet. But more important than going down to your own feet is going down to the other guy's feet, right? You've got hold of him here. You've got his hand here. You're above his elbow here. Relax. Sink down to the bottom of his feet. What it will feel like for him is like there's a sack of cement that's been put on him, right? Sink. And then you can just move him forward. You can use this hand to control his arm, and this hand, right, is like a lever, and it moves him forward. I'll show you what I mean. Right? You're controlling the direction of his arm by controlling, you're controlling out here. If you try to control somebody from in here, you won't be able to do much because you got no leverage. But if you try to control them from out here, you can usually move them, unless they're incredibly strong, because you've got all the leverage. So you can control him here, and then this, watch my arm. Right? You roll around his arm and then sink your claw, boom, and walk forward. Boom. That's what controls him and moves him forward. And a person can resist that, but they tend not to because you have all the leverage. They're going to feel like if they don't go along with you, their arm's going to break. And the reason they feel that is it's true. Their arm is going to break. Right? You can pull backward here at the same time you're pushing forward here. That puts all the pressure on their elbow. Right? So, boom. Boom. And then you go into the next movement. Now, I do this move a little differently. The classic way of doing this move looks like this. And it's fine to do it this way. All right? 1, 2. That's just what I described. However, it's not how I do it. Right? How I do it is like this. And then through. So it's 1, 2. You can do it either way. The 1, 2 is just like in the second move of the form, right, where we do this. And then walk through. And Buddha's warrior. Boom. All right, so we're doing exactly the same thing again. Boom. Why do I do it that way? Because I like, it helps my balance. And I like the flow of chi inside when you do that. You can do it either way. But you should decide and pick one way when you're doing a form, right? Pick one way and then do it. It doesn't matter which one you do. All right? Again. 1. All right, I'll do it the old way. 2. Now, when I'm done with this movement, my hands should be like this. My left hand is roughly at my shoulder. My right hand is kind of cupping my Dan Chen from this side. So it's going to look like this. That's the end of that application, and then you go into another application. All right? The next application is called brushing the chest. Brush the chest. When you brush the chest, you have to activate the thoracic piston. It's very simple, all right? You start here, all right? And then inside your body, you drop down to here. Chest, lower back. Chest, lower back. It's when people learn Tai Chi. I was talking about this with Annie. She had been watching a couple of Tai Chi videos from some American teachers, and this is true even in China. They'll teach you the outer movement, so they're like dance steps or something, but that's not really Tai Chi. Tai Chi is about the inner movement, right? So you walk through, brush your chest. Watch this point. Do you see me come up into this point? And then down into the lower back. That's the movement. All right? It's first here and then drop down here. All right? Through, center chest, lower back. All right? Center chest, lower back. The hands and arms just express that inner motion. So why would you do that? Well, suppose somebody comes up and they put their hands right on your chest. This is a very common technique that people have, right? What are you going to do? Well, one thing you can do, and if you do this, you do it very, very quickly, but we'll do it really slowly. Their hands are on your chest. The first thing you do is trap their hands. So you bring your hands above their hands and you trap their hands. You pull their hands into your chest. At the same time, you come up into your chest. Now they're trapped between your hands and your chest. Boom. Now, you're not going to stand there for 10 minutes going, are you trapped? Because they're going to try something different. But for a split second, a tenth of a second, they're going to kind of be in shock. Because this is sort of the last thing that you expect. You're pushing on somebody and they grab you and pull you into them. That's the last thing you expect. So there's a split second where they don't know what's going on. And in that split second, that's when you drop into your lower back. At the same time, you press down on their wrists. Remember, their hand is in on your chest. You've trapped their wrists, which means now their hand is going to be pressing upward and you're pressing down. They don't actually have use of their hand anymore because it's trapped in here. It's at this weird angle. It's not going to work. All right? And you press down and they will go down. And if you do it correctly, this is going to sound strange, guys, but this is how it works. it's like you've tased them. It's like an electric shock. And someday when Annie's still sleeping, she has a little flu or a cold or something. I don't know. Anyway, I did this to her once accidentally. I was demonstrating in front of a class, and just, I was kind of demonstrating, and I just did it without really thinking. And I thought, oh God, I'm going to be in trouble. And she said she was going to get mad at me, and then she realized, well, it didn't hurt. It just shocked her. And it is a shock. It's more than just a mental shock. It's like an electric shock. Right? Now, when you drop from here to here, you're going down. Your chi's dropping down. That means something has to go up. Your spirit has to rise. Right? You can't do this, guys. That's just collapse. Now, we don't do this move fast, but you still need to practice all the stuff on the inside. All right? So it rises up, and the chi sinks down, the spirit rises up. Do it very slowly. And you just practice doing that very slowly 1,000 times until your body understands what it is it needs to do. And then you can do it quickly. And now you're going to do something called, you could call it spreading, right? Watch my hips here. Watch my two hip joints here. I'm sticking these on the bone. The actual hip joint's inside, but I'm sticking these on the bone because it's easier to see, right? Watch. All right? The arms are going in circles. And when you bring this left hip back and the right hip forward, it just happens naturally, right? The left hip and wrist go back. The right hip and wrist come forward as you are spreading your arms out. Now, imagine the guys got hold of both your wrists. All right, there's a guy holding on to both your wrists. You could fight like this, but it won't do any good. Then it's just your arms against his arms. Right? And if he's in the superior position, he's got leverage. So it's not going to help you to fight. Instead, you relax. All right? And you instead of fighting with him like this, you just perform this exercise. Why does it work? Because you're doing two completely different things. One, you're pulling him in. He's got hold of you. You're pulling him into your body. But this hand's pushing him away. Right? This hand's pulling in. This hand's pushing away. What he's going to do, because he's going to insist on holding on to you, right? He's going to twist, and that will cause him to lose his balance. All right? Boom. 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 You can shock him at the same time, but just gentle. And then you come up, let's say that shock causes him to let go for a second. Then you're going to push him in the chest. Right? And you come up 1, 2, 3. Watch my hands. 1, 2. Watch. All right. Why are you like this? Because you're up in your chest again. Why are you like this? Because you've dropped from your chest to your lower back. Chest to lower back, chest to lower back, chest to lower back. All right. Chest, lower back, spread, 1, 2, chest to lower back. Good, Catherine. All right. Lower back. All right. Lower back. Now the step, watch this step. It's a big step. All right? You're, in a sense, you're running after the guy. Boom. Boom. Or you're running to meet him. Okay, we only have 1 minute left. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll do this at a different angle. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right? Okay, so that's usually called double, this movement is called double push hands. All right? Boom, like that. Or, my favorite name for it is old man strokes his beard. Right? Old man strokes his beard. And I'll tell you why old man strokes his beard is important. When you raise your chi up into your chest in order to do something, there's 2 places you can place your hands. It's sort of like cocking a gun, right? You can cock your hands here, or you can cock your hands here, right? Old man strokes his beard, you cock your hands here, right? And you stroke the beard. They're the same movement, they're just a little bit different starting places, right? Not here, but here. Boom. Catherine, you see the difference? It's just a couple inches, but it makes a difference. Okay, any questions? Okay, you've got these 2 moves in. Practice them. Tomorrow we will move on and we'll do change palms 3 times and repulse the monkey. Kevin's favorite move, everybody's favorite move, the repulsive monkey. Okay, guys, have yourselves a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.